52872. Madison, welcome to the program.
Hi, Dr. Laura. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you. What's up?
So, sorry, I know you don't like crying, so we need to stop.
I'm sorry, when did I say I don't like crying?
I feel like on other calls I've heard, and I've listened to you since I was a teenager. So,
if you're crying to the point where I can't hear what you're saying, that's a problem.
Yes.
Otherwise, I have no problem with crying.
Thank you for clarifying that for me.
You're welcome.
I'm calling because my husband and I have had trust issues and I will clarify what I mean by that. I betrayed his trust. I would say we both have betrayed each other's trust in the past, but I specifically betrayed his trust. We've been married 23 years, and 18 years ago, right after I had our second child, actually it's not been 18 years ago, it's been almost 18 years because he turns 18 in a couple weeks, but right after I'd had our second child, I betrayed my husband's trust by, I guess the best way to describe it would be that I felt like I had an attraction to someone else that I worked with. I never acted on it. I never, told this person that I had interest in them. Nothing ever happened. I don't think they ever even knew it. But I had sent an email to this person back then, one evening, when I was on a business trip, and had said something. It was a follow-up, but I said something along the lines of are you still awake or whatever? And my husband ended up seeing that. And so therefore, after that, I'll fast forward so I don't know that you need all the details yet, but he obviously saw that and was like, what's going on? And I told him at the time that nothing had gone on, but I felt so ashamed of myself that I went back through and had deleted other emails from between us, although they were always just work emails, literally nothing had ever happened. And my husband never believed me after that. So for 18 years, we've had, I would say, continual trust issues. He always has accused me of not being honest with him, that he thinks that I've had affairs or that, which I have not, that has not happened. And I think that we've stayed together because I know we love each other, but I think through all the hurt and pain it has caused, we also had decided that we would stay together at least till the kids were out of the house. And what brought me to calling you today is that last night I went to dinner with some girlfriends to a Christmas bazaar, and plus a dinner at the same location. And I had a drink while I was out, and I had one cocktail with my husband before I'd gone out, and he had left to go on a business trip. And when I came home yesterday evening and he had landed, we were on the phone, and he said, "You sound like you're drunk." And I felt tipsy, and I don't know why, because normally, over the course of that amount of time, I think it's just I didn't eat a lot, and we were walking around. But I told him I'm not drunk. I swore up and down I wasn't drunk, because I thought, well, I know I didn't do anything wrong, and I had one drink, which I told him, but I did feel more intoxicated than I should have. But I didn't want him to then accuse me of oh, you've been drinking, you've been doing this, and which I hadn't done. I just had that one drink. And so I swore to him up and down that I wasn't drunk, and I felt bad about that. So this morning I decided I was going to tell him that I actually felt tipsy and felt like I was drunk. And I apologized to him. I said, I just knee-jerk instinct had responded that way because I didn't want you to get mad or have these ideas in your head that I was out doing something that I wasn't doing. And I said, so I should not have not told you the truth. But then all this other stuff starts coming back up. Well, I've had trust issues, for 18 years, and you've never resolved it. And I don't feel like I can, we can work through things if I don't believe what you're saying. And I've told him before, I'm like, not Aaron, I'm sorry. I told him before, I've said, I can tell you, I can tell you what has happened, or I can tell you what I was feeling at the time, but I can't tell you things that didn't happen. Like if he's accusing me of having an affair when I haven't, I can't come and say, well, here, let me tell you about the affair if the affair never happened.
Okay, I have a couple of questions to ask you.
Yes, ma'am.
But first you have to just sort of clear your mind of all of this guilt crap that you're going through. You have to clear your mind of this. I don't know how you're going to do that, but take a moment and just clear your mind. Figure out some way to do that and let me know when you feel a little more clear.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel a little bit more clear.
Considering how long you've known this man and how much you know about his family life, his personality, his character, give me some way to understand his holding on to this in such an extreme way for 2 decades. How does he benefit from that? What else could it mean besides he doesn't trust you? What else could it mean beside him not trusting you? Think. Take yourself out of this and make believe you're an observer. You know him. What other motive could he have?
When you put it as a motive, the way I was going to respond before you said motive was he tends to get offended by things more easily than, say, others, and will hold on to those things for a very long time. And
now that I said the word motive, what else does that bring to mind?
I don't know if it puts him in a place where he's a victim, or I don't know if that's a motive, or if I'm not looking at it the right way.
Okay,
or
let's try not doing the negative.
Right.
Don't tell me what it's not. You know him better than I. So I need you to tell me, what motive could he have to keep that over your head?
Control?
Yes. Look how you behave. Scaredy cat.
No, I have for 18 years.
Yes, he has control, which he always wanted. I'm sure when you were dating him, it showed up in other ways. So I need you to give this some thought right now. Right now. And then just start talking.
How it showed up when we were dating? I can recall specific things where it did show up, and
tell me.
So again, going back to the same type of a scenario, I had numerous friends and guy friends that when we were in college, he worked, let's say till 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and then would come meet us out. And if I was out dancing with friends, these were people that were friends, not boyfriends or anything, and hadn't been. I remember him giving me an ultimatum at one point, saying, "I don't think you and I should be together. I don't think we're a good fit because you just the way you act and the way you put your."
That was the day you could have avoided 2 decades of unhappiness.
No, you're right.
He told you the truth, and you didn't listen.
You are right.
This is not about that text. There's barely anything to do with that text. He's never been any different. And he gave you an out, and you didn't take it, and that's why we're here today. So stop beating yourself up that you're bad and you have to keep doing penance. That's not what's going on here. He gave you the out. He told you the truth. Why don't women listen when guys tell them the truth?
Yep.
Anyway, that's the core issue.
So I guess no, you're right. That, and I do recognize that. I think that is the core issue. I really don't want our family broken up.
Would you be willing to let him? Would you be willing to let him with you listen to this conversation if I sent you a copy?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you have to stop beating yourself up because he's doing the I'm hurt routine and I can't trust you. That's just his threat that makes you cower. We all want to be trusted, you know. You have to stop that. That gives him the power that he shouldn't have, because you guys should be sharing power.
Well, right. That's ideally, well, of course, ideally, that's how I would love to see our relationship flourish and grow. And have you seen...
Yes. Sweetheart, we have a problem.
Yes, ma'am.
He's always been this way. He warned you he was this way. You didn't listen, and you think there's some kind of therapeutic magic that's going to make him be different.
Yeah. Yes, I guess that is probably the problem.
So let's go through that last scenario where he said you're drunk. You can say, I had a drink with you, I had a drink with my friends, I'm small, metabolism, yeah, for another half hour, I'm probably going to feel a little wispy. If you're going to pull the 20 years ago, you don't trust me routine on that, it's not going to work this time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I'm not going to give you a tape. I just need you, because I don't think it's going to have a positive impact on him. I think I need you to stop the game. Stop the ballet. That's the dance, I should say, instead of the game. Stop the ballet. Own it and tell him it doesn't, that's just totally non-related to you not trusting. Now go do the rest.
This time of year, you may be road tripping.